Well, hello, and welcome to the Points of Interest podcast. This is the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja, and right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
Josh, have you ever thought about getting a real whip and then whipping it on occasion when you say your name?
No.
Getting a real hawk and a whip.
I'd rather have a real hawk first. I think I get more use out of a real hawk than I would a whip.
Possible use can you get from a real hawk versus
I mean,
at least
it can go fetch things for me.
That's true.
It could, I can get a more authentic hawk cry instead of an eagle scream, I think is what that is.
It's an eagle, right? That's not an actual hawk making a hawk noise.
No, but you know what? I don't care because it was built like 6 years ago or something like that. Someone put that together. I think it was Jason.
It was as an intro to, I think, your one of your original podcasts, 2 days later, I think was its purpose. I want to say. I
believe so. I do believe so.
Yeah.
You know what? You would think after 10 years of doing all this, that I would remember to hit record on the recording machine and not just the streaming part of everything. So, audio people, you missed the intro. That's about it, though.
We talked about nothing. We're like Seinfeld.
Well, we talked about if you look like a lady that believes in lizard people, call me.
Who believes in lizard? Who believes
that lady that was on the plane or in the plane?
Oh, jeez. I've been avoiding that video. I've been seeing that video make the rounds, and I have no interest in, because there was another video of a guy who was like, the caption was, this passenger was very uncomfortable and tried to open the door of the plane to get out because they were just so uncomfortable. I'm like, I don't. It reminds me of that. There's this video this interesting fact tweet that comes up every once in a while of a dude who was pilot was shot out the front window of the airplane, like 30,000 feet in the air, and the co-pilot kept him. He ended up dying in the air, right? But he kept his body from flying by holding onto his leg the entire time before they landed. And I'm like,
that happened.
I want to see that.
I saw a whole fucking thing about that. That shit happened. Where the window blew out and he got sucked out through the window. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I don't need to see that. That's cool. You guys do your thing. I don't need to. That's stuff I don't need to see. So
look. All I'm saying is, if you're attractive like that and you believe in lizard people, I'll believe in whatever you want me to believe in.
I'm sure. Oh well, yeah. Look, never underestimate the power of an attractive person. I would pretty much believe in anything they believed in if they were like.
I mean, Francis, we live in a world in which people in Mexico, high-ranking people in Mexico, are marrying lizards. So,
is that any different from Japanese people marrying pillows? We're as a society just so lonely.
I mean, hasn't somebody
marrying inanimate objects?
Hasn't somebody married the Eiffel Tower or been tried to?
Yeah, but that's different because there's people who have emotional attachment to inanimate objects. Like, do you love your car?
I wouldn't fuck it.
That's my point, though. These guys would, Not the tailpipe either. They would find a nice, comfy seat in which love making would occur.
I'd take at Thanksgiving under the table, HJ.
From a car.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
From an inanimate object. It's why not?
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Anyway, how's it going, man? How's it been? How was your week?
Incredibly uneventful.
Good.
Yeah, I haven't had a lot of those in the last 6 months, Francis, so it's kind of nice.
Oh, I missed them. I missed Lister's Mates first, by the way.
Oh
First.
yeah. I did. I went to there's an art walk here, the beginning of every month, in
Mm.
the art district of downtown Denver,
Mm.
and me and the lady were down there checking things out. I helped the economy of Denver a little bit by purchasing little knickknacks and some ice
Oh, look
cream.
at you. Oh man, Denver is a little richer thanks to your contribution.
Actually, Denver's about to become a lot richer, apparently, or forecasted to become a lot richer. Taylor Swift is coming this weekend. Well, maybe, but she's performing here this weekend, and and two shows at the football stadium. And they said it's going to bring anywhere between $40 or $50 million in revenue, like to the economy of downtown Denver or Denver in general.
Look, I'm just happy that Taylor Swift continues to be relevant, even though she hasn't made a good song in like the last 20 years. But that's fine. No, I'm just no. Look,
I
I'm
mean,
amazed.
you're not going to get any smart ass quips out of me or anything, because like I know like two songs. I think
It,
there's something
but
about
yeah,
roaring like a lady and something about kissing a chick. I mean, I think the only two Taylor Swift songs I think I know.
oh no, she's. I mean, look, I love how she's not like she's. I don't know if she's considered a country singer still because that's what she was, right? She was a country singer originally, and now she's a pop singer, and meh.
Meh.
Like whatever. Well, I preferred her country stuff. Like when I was listening to a lot of country, I'm like, oh yeah, Taylor Swift has good country music.
In
It's
that
very
in
simplistic, but
during
it's
that
good country.
phase where you're wearing, three sizes too small Wranglers and some boots,
Yes, those
spurs,
chaps,
like
those chaps.
look, what you wear at home,
Oh no,
during
oh
your
yeah.
Western fantasy days is different than,
Man, electric. I got the electric slide, man. I gotta learn how to. Yeah, yo yo yo, yo yo yo, Ginger. Um, it's the roaring '50s. I love it, Daddy yo. Uh, but yes. Anyway, yes. No, I like country music. I like early 2000s country music. Like that's my favorite genre of country music. Um, and then of course there's like 80s and 90s hip hop, and then there's
well,
you know
I mean, I really like the Achy Break Your Heart. Achy Break Your Heart. That was great.
no,
Um,
that's not real country.
I got friends in low places.
Yeah, well okay.
That one's fun.
I'm beginning to believe you've only listened to Tim McGraw. I don't think you've heard
I
any of
don't think
his.
that's Tim McGraw. Is that Tim McGraw?
This is Tim McGraw.
I don't
Yeah, I got
know.
friends in low place.
I have no idea. All I know is that I know those two songs, and I know one of them's not really country, but it is because
Right.
it has country lyrics. It's by
Yeah.
a quote unquote country musician.
Well, it's not
No,
Billy Ray Cyrus, which is "Achy Breaky Heart."
Achy
Good old
Breaky,
Billy Ray, father
Achy
of
Breaky Heart's
Miley.
great, man. That's a great song.
Yeah.
Who's got friends in low places? Who's that guy?
I don't know. Ginger. Let us know. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's glad that it's pretty chill. I'm guessing no new conventions.
Garth
None
Brooks.
coming up. Garth Brooks. Okay, Garth Brooks.
No. Well, there is the date. Couldn't tell you, but I have got press approval for a adult only anime show,
Oh,
which I'm really skeptical about going to because somebody told me that there's a lot of furries that go to those things, and I don't know. I don't know if my brain can handle sexual furries. You know what I'm saying?
not to stray from sexual phrase, but thank you, listeners, mate, for giving us Billy Ray and Garth Brooks. And yes, Patsy Cline is fantastic. Ginger, I'll agree. Um, I don't know. I've only ever been to like a human adult expo.
Hmm.
I've never been to one
I'm not saying
specifically
I'm not saying it's a
for
furry
anime.
expo. I'm just saying it's an anime show.
So
But
that's my point. Yeah, I haven't been to an
but
anime show.
but it's billed as an 18 and only anime show.
A lot of hentai. That's a lot of hentai.
I mean, I can handle that.
A lot of, but I bet the cosplay is going to be amazing, though. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I tried to get two, so I thought, hey, that might be fun. You know, a weird kind of thing that maybe the lady would like to come with me. And they were like, we only give one pass out. You got to buy the other one. I'm like, well, okay, whatever.
Well, they must be small then. They have.
I'm
to be
guessing.
tiny then.
I'm guessing they're pretty tiny. I don't know where it's at. I don't remember what it's called. This way, you know, it could be anything.
All right, hold on. It's in Denver though, right?
It is.
Old.
Itchy.
Oh, it's EtchyCon. It's an EtchyCon.
Etchy.
Etchy Expo Denver. Yeah, Etchy Expo Denver, which is not full on porn. It's softcore anime porn. So there you go.
I mean, whatever. But you know,
Denver. It's July 28th to the 30th. There you go.
Oh, so it's in a week or so, week and a half.
Oh my god.
What'd you
So when you
see?
go to the website, when you go to the actual website,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
etchyexpo.com, the first thing you see are just like pictures of boobs. Uh, wow, they don't play around. There's a waifu club. Oh my god, there's a waifu club. Oh man, this is great. My eyes like failing to to really understand what's going on here. Chat with our waifu, meet and greets. Oh man. Oh geez, dude. This is gonna be a weird event.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I might
It's
even bring gloves. We'll see.
well, okay, so based on like okay, this is interesting. It's only in Denver, Austin, and San Antonio. So it doesn't like go beyond those three cities, right? Which is surprising, uh, really. Um, and San Antonio is the last one in December. It's a 3-day expo. Uh, I just want to know, like, like, what are the panels? Oh, okay, here are the panels. All
Oh
right,
God.
all right, here you go.
All right. What am I
Uh,
getting myself into?
okay, so here are the panels. There's the guest list, I guess. It's not showing you. It's not showing. What do you call it? A so there's like actual, I guess, stripping, sort of. Like there's a
Burlesque
dance
or something.
floor, burlesque. That's what it is. There is a shopping area, which is great. Um, oh, the guest list it says coming soon. Sorry, so they don't have a guest list yet, which is it's in 2 weeks. They need this, like they need to put something out there. Otherwise, how what do you know you're like? Why would you go if you don't know what you're
Oh
going
my
to
God. No,
experience?
listeners, mate. Furry stripping would that is a terrifying thought.
Oh, it's mostly cosplay. Um,
It's gonna be racy cosplay, stuff that I won't be able to
uh,
post anywhere. That'll be great.
no. Like the cosplay they're showing, at least on the website, is like your typical anime expo cosplay.
Hmm.
You know, like their character. Oh, except for this guy who's like, hold on, is that his penis? I think it is. Okay, so yes, maybe you can show some of them, but a lot of the cosplay on here is like very much,
Most of
Leia.
these photos that I've taken this weekend have been heavily cropped.
Yeah, my favorite cosplay here is this guy dressed up as Jesus. Um, it's great. I mean, you can't fault them for not having a sense of humor at
Hmm.
the very least. So good for them.
Well, I
But
might have an
anyway, have
experience.
fun.
Yeah, we'll see.
I would go if this was given to me. I would go.
Oh,
So have fun.
I'm totally going. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, I don't know how many pairs of retinas I got left. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least once a day, like, my eyes get burnt off by something that I can't unsee.
Luckily, at least based off the guests from the other events,
Mm-hmm.
they're just voice actors. Like it's just voice
Mm,
actors
I mean,
who do those types of anime though.
no,
So
sure.
they look really normal. They look like the average person.
So,
But
how do you play a tentacle monster?
essentially, you're gonna. Oh, please ask that question. Oh, Josh, please ask that question. For the love of God, ask that question. uh, that's a requirement. I need to know.
How do you play getting fucked by a tentacle demon?
I mean, there's that. Apparently, there's like rope stuff here. Jeez,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah, so maybe I will pay and have a lady go with me. That'll make me a little bit more, you know, less creepy or something. I
And
don't
there's a
know.
spicy escape room at night where you
No.
can. I'm just telling you what they got, man.
Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
sharing.
Escape rooms aren't my thing, man. Like,
Yeah.
when I'm done with something, I leave. Like there is
This
no
one you
like,
never leave.
well, you can't leave. Like, stop role play, Jim. It's time to fucking go.
Anyway,
Like,
cool. That's
like
fun.
if I if
Exciting.
if I got frustrated in a corn maze, I would just walk, in the direction in which I parked and just keep walking until I got out of the maze. Just walk right through the corn.
Yeah, no,
I
definitely.
just hit the unlock on my key fob and find my car from a mile away and be like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's like a bat signal for everyone else. Like, oh, we know
Yeah,
where you need to go.
yeah. Well, I mean, it should be. Everybody should know where your car is.
That's true. That's a good point.
Um, since we are talking about a convention, I did forget to mention that in last week's show, some
Yes.
fan expo stuff. It is going to a 4-day show next year, Francis. I haven't even told you that. So it is going to be the exact same length as San Diego Comic-Con. As
What are the days though? Like, what is it during the Fourth of July weekend? Because then that makes sense.
well, I didn't know you were going to ask
Oh,
me the follow-up question.
well, here's the thing. Okay, so it's gonna be 4 days. Okay,
Well, you go and I'll
because Anime Expo was 4 days. Anime Expo actually was 5 days. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, because Tuesday was Fourth of July weekend, and they did a bunch of big reveals at Anime Expo. Again, it was just Line Expo. Everyone
Mhm.
was just in line for something. People are still pissed that and I don't understand why they haven't learned. Even though LA Convention Center is huge,
Mhm.
like it's a huge place, they still haven't learned that you need a bigger venue for Anime Expo
Oh,
because it's the biggest anime convention I think in the United States. Like it's the biggest one, and yet you're not going to put it in like a stadium, like something huge,
right.
right? Like you need a big place, and yet they don't. I don't know. They refuse for some whatever reason. They just refuse.
So
Oh,
it's July 4th weekend next year.
so it is July 4th. Wow.
Yeah. Um, which that's crazy. Four
Well, July
four
4th.
days.
That means next year's a leap year because then it's going to be 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. It's going to be Thursday,
Mhm.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
Mhm.
So tomorrow's because it was a Tuesday this year, and if it wasn't a leap year next year, it would have been a Wednesday, but it's going to be a Thursday, so it's a leap
Oh.
year next year.
Oh, well, look at you and your fucking math skills and shit.
Wow, it's a leap year next year. That's cool. You haven't a leap year in 4 years.
I think that
Maybe
happened every 4 years, right?
every 4 years.
It's kind of the thing we have built into our shitty fucking calendar system that every 4 years we got to add a day.
Well, it's because we have like 365 and a quarter days apparently in a year. Like that's how many days we have. And
Hmm.
to make up for that quarter day, we give ourselves a full day so we don't get we don't get weird,
Mm.
and summer doesn't end up in like April or something, where summer doesn't
Well,
start in like February.
I mean, maybe we need that.
It, well, then you'll never convince anyone of global warming.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, it's just weather just keeps moving.
As I sit here in 95-degree heat, yeah.
Oh, welcome to it's finally summer.
Yeah, it kicked in. We had like Seattle moved in here for like, Seattle wanted to come check out the weed in Denver and brought its weather with it and then moved back. Because when it moved back, Texas moved in, I think, and brought its sun with it or something, or Florida or something.
All of the hot southern states, all the equator states.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, guy. You gotta stick with some warm weather.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, me either.
Well, yeah, you live in a fucking state that is never cold, so I get it.
I also work from home, so I don't have to really worry about heat.
But do I want to be outside when it's 95 degrees outside at 8 o'clock at night? No, not really. But I do like that it's 8 o'clock at night and there's still an hour of light left, 45 minutes of light left. I love that part of summer. I love that the whatever fucking make-believe time frame thing that we're in right now. I love this time frame. The winter one where it's all dark and shit, I hate that one.
It's called the rotation of the Earth, man. I don't know what to tell you.
No, what I'm saying, because we change time around too, because we can't.
Yeah.
We clearly can't keep track of time that we made up for ourselves.
That's why leap year and the time changes exist.
Yeah, like what a failed system.
I have no comment. That's all.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm disappointed in ourselves. Speaking of which, what is today? Tuesday. So yeah, it's been a long 2 days already, because Monday. How can I explain? So a transmission jack. It's like a floor jack, but it's got this big fucking pedal that you step on to lift the jack. And I was at work. It was 4:30 in the morning. I'm outside in a tent getting supplies that we don't rarely ever use. That's why they're out in a tent. And so I'm carrying boxes, and I walk straight into the fucking foot pedal thing of the jack. Full stride right in. There's padding on this pedal, but the padding is all on where you step, not on the knife edge thing of this unpadded metal pedal.
Josh, are you minus one leg?
No, but I fucking might be minus like 100 nerve endings in my shin.
Oh no. Is it like swollen?
Oh, we broke the skin.
Oh, you broke the skin.
We broke skin, and it's swollen. Yes, I have a nice big egg on the front of my shin, and the pain went away, and I went okay, and then I checked it later, and I was like, okay, we broke the skin, but it doesn't hurt. And then I banged it a little bit up against something, or I touched it, and the pain that shot through my body almost made me pass out.
Wow.
Which isn't good when you're at work.
No, passing out at work. No, that's not.
No. So then I'm dealing with that all day. And it's the end of the day. And I'm like, all right, let's put some of these supplies back in the fucking tent, because we're not going to use them again for 3 months.
Great.
So I've got this cart, and I'm pulling the cart through the door, because, pushing a cart through a door that opens inward is kind of difficult. So pulling the cart gets stuck. So as I go to pull the cart, a coworker lends a helping hand and gives it a little push at the same time, but I'm trying to take a step as I'm pulling. There's just bad timing, bad foot placement, but the same leg, the right leg, now is missing all the skin off my heel because the back of the cart just decided to take a just a big mouthful bite out of like a shark does, like to a untasty human. They just bite them and they're just like, that's what the cart did to my ankle.
Are you limping now? Are you walking with a limp?
I mean, yesterday, yeah.
No.
When it was all sore and raw and shit, and I had I work pretty hard. I sweat, got sweaty feet, sweaty sock, and a open wound. That's not a good combination.
Not normally, no.
No. So I got home and took care of that pretty quick. But yeah, I went to put on my third temporary plate on my car yesterday, and yeah, there was a heavy limp as I walked out to my car with my shin, my new shin splint I gave myself.
God.
And a heel with no skin on it.
Well, I'm glad that you have at least you gave yourself a little bit of a treat after enduring endless amount of pain, like having a nice beverage.
Well, I mean, you got to keep the throat lubricated, otherwise you choke on your own spit. Much like the internet did yesterday when the picture of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Jack Human as Wolverine came out on the internets, and people lost their fucking minds in a good way. Well, most people.
To no one's surprise, really. Yeah.
To no one's surprise, but there were some surprises. I did see some surprises. People saying it's too yellow.
Well, people were upset because they
apparently the biggest fucking truck in the world just drove past my house.
People were upset that he had sleeves. People were upset that it wasn't bare. He wasn't bare armed, and he had sleeves.
It was, okay. It was 3 pictures. It wasn't.
He has the thing on his claws. He has the little notches for his claws.
Yeah. Did you also notice that they were placed in the right place on the top of his fucking hands, not in between his fingers?
Yeah, but that's a.
I know it's a nitpick. I know, but
it's not just it's not a nitpick because I like it when it's on the top. I like when the claws are above the wrist because then he can move his hands and still have his claws. Because like if it's in between his fingers, you can't do anything.
Right.
It's above.
All the comics, they're on the top of his hand, not in between his fingers.
What are you gonna do?
Complain? Be a nerd about it? Get on the internet and go, "Oh, that's not my Wolverine."
Fox. Yeah. Well, people are mad that they revealed the costume. People are mad that it has sleeves. People are mad that he's as tall as Ryan Reynolds. They're like, he should be 2 feet shorter.
So fucking 20 fucking years later, people have a fucking problem with the 6'2" Wolverine that I've been bitching about for 20 years. I don't feel bad for any of you. Jack Human's fucking the wrong goddamn Wolverine.
Yeah, but he's the only one that they've never he's the only original X-Men character they've never had to replace.
So that is okay, fair.
He has a legacy.
Fair.
He has a legacy.
It's kind of like Bumblebee. They're both yellow.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking hate Bumblebee as a character now. Sorry, Francis.
Well, no. I hate Bumblebee as a character, modern Bumblebee, because in the cartoon he could talk. But for some reason, in the movies, they have to use a radio that has access to movie lines and television lines.
All of Paramount's movies.
It's Universal, isn't it?
Whatever.
Because I just went to Universal Studios. They were there.
Okay, well, it's Universal. Whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hey, Universal does all good movies. But still, yeah, it's unfortunate and it's sad that they got rid of Bumblebee's voice because that's, he could talk. The man could talk. But anyway.
What were we talking about?
Wolverine and Deadpool.
Like I say, it's a picture. It's 3 pictures of a movie. It's not done filming yet. So
They showed more today.
okay, fine, but they're still all pictures and little gifs of people walking. I haven't seen
Yeah.
the rest of it,
Not much.
but they're not done filming.
Yeah.
So just because a dude has sleeves in a picture doesn't mean that they're not going to get torn off at some point. We get to
That's
see
true.
Jack Hewan's incredibly hairy arms.
Maybe.
That's why they picked him as Wolverine, because he has fucking good hair and hairy arms.
Yeah, he was really tiny when he played him originally. I was like, wow, they really bulked him up for later movies. But Listener's Mate says that I found that most people are on or offline just can't deal with the concept of adaptation in any form. It has to be exact or within the realm of canon or of a genre, or it doesn't count. Yeah, I mean, sort of.
No comic book movie or robot movie or pirate movie has come out that is loyal to its source material, because they have to make a movie to sell tickets. So yes, you can tickle the balls of Transformers fans, right? You can feather the funny bone of Disnerds and their pirates. Look, they're singing the song that's on the ride. Whatever.
The problem with the Pirates movies specifically too is like there's no story to the ride. The ride is it's pirates took over this place.
It was.
That's it.
Now they got the other Jack.
They have Jack Sparrow in there.
Yeah, the other Jack in there.
They have Jack Sparrow and they have
Jack
Barbossa.
Eagle.
Jack Eagle and Barbossa in there, which is fine, whatever. But like, there was never a story. Even then, it doesn't have a story. It's just like there's pirates. Look at the pirates.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, there's some fan service in all of these type of things.
I'm still look, yeah, and plus
see, now you're saying it. Stop saying
worse.
Look. Don't say look.
Well,
it's bad English.
I got it from you, man.
I'm trying to. I try so hard not to say it.
It's been the way that they've been changing the ride anyway. It's unrecognizable, so it doesn't matter anyway. Pirates is no longer a thing.
But I'm just saying that there's fan service in all of these movies. But they have to make a movie for general audiences to get as many butts in as many seats as possible. What was Josh Durham doing in a G.I. Joe movie? That wasn't Josh Duhall. What's his name? That wasn't him.
Duhamel.
That wasn't him. Was he in G.I. Joe, or was it somebody else?
He was in Transformers.
Oh yeah,
he's the military guy in Transformers.
Yeah,
he's the
who's the guy in G.I. Joe?
G.I. Joe was John Cena.
Pretty Boy Slim in the first one.
Oh God, Marlon Wayans.
Okay, fair. It doesn't matter.
I don't remember. They had Bruce Willis was in the second one. Oh, that was the second one. Bruce Willis, John Cena.
Yeah, for some reason, Snake Eyes has lips.
Snake Eyes has lips, but then they fixed it for the Snake Eyes standalone movie that no one saw, except me.
"Quote unquote" fixed it by making Snake Eyes the most iconic, faceless, unspoken hero ever.
He talks so much in the
a movie that you get to see who Snake Eyes is, and who cares what he says, because it's all crap after that point.
Yeah.
It destroys all the canon that was written about the guy, But again, here I am going exactly what fucking Listener's Mate's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's I'm okay with Megatron not being a gun. It doesn't really fit. It didn't really fit to begin with.
No, especially because he was like a tenth of the size of his body when it became a gun.
Shape shifting is something you just have to suspend your disbelief.
Just live with,
that's why we didn't get a Volkswagen Bug Bumblebee, is because shaky camera guy didn't like that a Volkswagen Bug would only be like 10 feet tall standing up.
Right.
He's like, no, I
Right.
need my. Well, damn it! I wish I could subtly shake the camera while I did this, but there's no way to subtly shake a webcam.
I know.
Yeah,
Like
but
your hand is there.
yeah. So he's just like, no, my shaky robots that you can't tell who's fighting who has to be 35 feet tall.
All the same color.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't know who anybody is in those movies. Although, have to admit,
Mm-hmm.
I watched all of them recently, like in the last, I don't know, 6 months. Because they're all
6 of them or whatever.
well, all the ones that were on Paramount at the time or whatever fucking streaming service they were on.
Right.
And the lady comes over, and I'm on the main menu of whatever stupid service that they're on, and she just looked at me and went, "Did you binge watch the Transformers movies?" Like, there's no way to lie about that. There's like you could see where the progress bars on each one of the movie titles. I'm like, yeah. Yeah,
Why
I
do you always
did.
stop it at the start of the Linkin Park songs?
Right. Well, that's when you exit.
Yeah, it's by the time you hear Linkin Park, it's the credits.
Yeah, it's like, all right, well, they don't do anything with the after credits in these movies that are worth sticking around for, so we're leaving.
No.
Yeah. You went to Universal. You did mention that. So why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, I have an annual pass that I don't use.
Very much.
This is the second. So I'm already like a third of the way through of my year, and I've only used it twice. And I'm like, need to use it at least 5 times for it to have been worth the amount that I paid for it.
Oh, sure.
Even though, look, Universal is great in the sense of it's cool. There's stuff to do, but there's not that much. There's not that much to do.
Well, outside of the tour, there's not much to do, right?
No, but I did have a fun time kind of bonding with people talking about Waterworld, the ride that has like endured. Every other ride has come and gone. I missed the Back to the Future ride, which I was shocked to see that there's someone who character plays Doc Brown at Universal. Like, that weirds me out. That someone.
Well, because he's like 25 and.
No, he's luckily appropriate age, but it's weird anyway because it's just like, but they have Scooby Doo too, so they do Scooby Doo characters, and Fred is like 50. Everyone else is super young, and then they pick some dude who looks like 50 in a blonde wig. Like, okay, guys, fine. But Waterworld was like the thing that I feel like people have the most nostalgia for because it's the only ride or the only show that's been around since.
I was going to say, isn't it a show, not a ride?
It's a show that apparently has people who are real actors from real shows who I guess do this as like a side gig when they're not working in Hollywood. Like they named all the shows that these guys were in, and there were bit parts, but it doesn't matter. Like, it was still real TV and real movies. But yeah, there's like a 45-minute show packed to the gills. Like, every seat was taken. It is a wet ride or wet show, so people do get wet, right?
And not just because they're excited.
For more than one reason. I saw it when I was a kid, like almost 30 years ago, right? I saw that for the first time. I saw that show when I was a little kid, and I weirdly remember a lot of this stuff, but I don't remember if there was a girl there, right? But they have a female kind of protagonist in this one where she runs around and is like, I found dirt. Oh, we found dirt. Where's the mariner? Blah, 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 right? And so, that's like her thing. She does all the big stunts. She does like the really big stunts. And the mariner does big stunts too. But anyway. But yeah, like, I didn't know there, I don't know if they had this lady on, but like, I guess good on them because it's all dudes. She's the only girl. Everyone else is dudes. So I'm like, okay, at least they have one girl in there.
I too haven't been to any kind of Universal thing in about the same amount of time as you. And I do remember there being some sort of water park adventure thing with jet skis and
Jet
people on
skis,
ropes, maybe
skis.
ropes or something, or
Yes, there are ropes. Yes, there are definitely ropes.
there might have been, yeah, there are jet skis. There might have been a boat, maybe
There was a boat. There was a boat. Yes.
maybe gasoline blowing up
There was
things.
gasoline blowing up.
Okay, so
Right at
I've
the
seen.
end. Gasoline blows up.
I've seen the show. I've seen the show.
You've totally seen the show.
Um, I don't remember it being Waterworld. Maybe it was called something else at the time.
Well, when I saw it as a kid, it was Waterworld. I mean, it might have been something different even before then. But I have on good authority from someone you know who says that she has taken her children to see the Waterworld show at the park and was amazed that it still existed. So I have on good authority.
Okay, and I know
think it's
I know
kinda-
better than to argue with this person as
Yes.
well. So,
So seems to be the same show. And yes, look, Gallagher should have been there, listeners mate, because it was like the guy that ran the show. I guess the Shark Week, like that's their side gig is doing Shark Week on Discovery, and literally would just get buckets of water and just toss it at people randomly, even though for no apparent reason other than it's like this is a show where you will get doused with water.
and that's what everybody wants to get doused with is unpotable, reused water. That's the same water from 30 years ago.
Well, luckily it was a hot day. Luckily it was.
Oh,
like,
luckily,
Yeah, luckily it was a
because
hot
there's
day.
nothing better than being doused in non-potable water on a hot day.
It was non-potable, but it was drowning in chlorine. So
Oh.
you weren't gonna die from it. At least, I mean, you would from the
You
amount of
would for the
You're not gonna die from
chlorine.
the bacteria.
You also look like Eminem at the end of the show too, but that's aside from the fact.
Oh, my favorite part was so they had this kid to go and do a demonstration. They're like, "Hey, kid, we want you to. We have this volunteer guy in this Waterworld show who's like trying to get they're trying to get the crowd hyped. They're like, yeah, cheer, blah blah blah. Anyway, so they have these little water guns. I'm like, okay, I need you to shoot this guy with this water gun, okay? And this kid has like earphones on and stuff. Like he has tech on, and he's about to squirt the guy with the thing, and it doesn't work. And what he didn't notice is there's two other guys that came around behind him with working water guns, and they just douse him in water. And everyone was laughing except for because he's like, I have all my stuff on me, man.
Right.
Now all my stuff is wet. I was like, I was just like, oh my god. He was in the front row though, so I kind of don't like. I don't have that much sympathy for the guy. But anyway, yeah, Universal's fine. It's.
Do they
Marilyn
still
Monroe-
have Backdraft, or was that? Or am I thinking that's a different
The
part?
backdraft has been removed. The
Okay.
earthquake is still there from the. They didn't do it. So I did the tour. I didn't do too many rides this time around, mostly because I didn't want to wait in 2-hour lines. Apparently, everyone it was hot. I forget it's the summer, so everyone has time off. So it's really busy there.
Mm-hmm.
But I took the tour, and the tour still has Jaws. So Jaws still.
Yeah, Jaws is only taken out of Florida.
Right. They have the flood.
Mm-hmm.
So they still have the flood in the like Mexican town.
Mm-hmm.
They have the earthquake, which is the subway. The subway. With the earthquake.
Yeah, with the crashing wall of water.
The thing I do miss is they replaced King Kong,
Mm-hmm.
which was like a physical King Kong,
Mm-hmm.
with a 3D digital King Kong.
Lame.
Yeah, it's fine because the ride moves, and then the worst one, the lamest one, is they do a Fast and Furious thing at the end, where the crew from the Fast and Furious franchise apparently is trying to protect it.
They're family.
The family. Well, yeah. The family protect an FBI informant that happens to be on the ride, and you go on like a fast-paced speeding, like we're racing through LA.
Right, but the train's not moving.
No, it's pretty cool though. Like it's effective. Like it's a good effective ride.
Does it still spill out into Back to the Future Square?
So we did drive back to the we drove by the clock
You
tower.
drive, yeah, like it spills out near it, and then you drive past the front of it, right?
We passed by the front of it. Yeah.
Like if you're looking at it, don't you go left to right?
Well, there's the town, right?
Right,
And then
the town square.
the town square is like was on my left side. So we
Uh-huh.
were driving
Okay.
right on the left side, and the right side was like regular buildings.
Yeah,
So you were in a city.
right. It's all the facades, and then you got the clock tower building.
Yes, you have the clock tower.
Was it the clock tower, or did it have a different facade on it?
You know what? It's hard to tell
Because that's fair.
you know, it's just like they show because while you're driving by it, they'll show you like clips from the movies that this clock tower has been in, and they don't really change it. Like they painted a different color maybe, but the look is exactly the same. Like the kind of area looks exactly the same.
When I was there as a kid, it was the Back to the Future clock tower, but they said that they were going to be changing it soon because fucking TV show XYZ was going to be filming there, and they needed it for something.
Yeah, they filmed a bunch of TV shows there.
Yeah,
They were there. Yeah, apparently Bel Air, the non-comedy Fresh Prince TV show, films there. And yes, listeners, mate, the Universal Studios does have the Simpsons ride, which was originally the Back to the Future ride that I never rode the Back to the Future ride, sadly, but I did ride the Simpsons ride. It's fine. It's cool.
Isn't Tron at Universal?
No, Tron is Disney.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense.
Sadly, no. Even though they name drop Disney a lot for some reason at Universal, they're like, "Oh, Disney filmed some stuff here," and "Oh yeah, like Disney, like the rides here are like Disney rides." You know, like they explain certain rides are like, "Have you been to Disneyland?" Well, of course you have. Well, this is like a Disney ride. Like, oh, okay. Like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, wasn't Universal Studios, not modeled in part after Disneyland? Like, hey, this is how we can bring people in. Not only is it a working studio, but then we can also, in this section of the area, have rides and loud noises and shit.
Yeah, exactly. And so, you should go again, though. It's fun. Like
I would love to.
It's a very interesting experience as an adult because you look at the because their characters at Disneyland are all recognizable. They're all princesses. They're all cartoons. But like, they had like, oh God, what are they called? Edith and Archie Bunker from the Honeymooners.
Oh, gee.
Like who knows who the Honeymooners are?
I mean, that's pulling in the Wayback Machine for sure.
Yeah, and they're just sitting there in front of a diner, and they're just chatting with people. And then Marilyn Monroe, I'm always surprised that she gets she gets a ton of people. But she's the one that weirds me out the most because she's a real person and everyone else is fake. Everyone else is a character.
Mm-hmm.
She's the only real person that's like there.
You could say that Marilyn Monroe was a character.
That's true. And
Marilyn Monroe. Here, people paying attention to past episodes. Marilyn Monroe is kind of like my Titanic. I'm not trying to go to her grave or anything like that, but like. Marilyn Monroe is fascinating. The whole thing is fascinating. Like when she was singing "Happy Birthday" to President Kennedy, and you could see the look on his face, like "Shut the fuck up! My family and my wife is right here." And it's just stuff like that is just, and the whole the skirt blowing up thing, and she was a thick lady by today's standards, and.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And it's just like, I don't know, just a beautiful lady, crazy story. But like I said, if she was at the bottom of the ocean, sucks. I ain't going to see your grave. But because she's buried somewhere in fucking, Santa Clara or some shit, I can access that.
And thank you, listeners, mate. You're right. Edith and Archie Bunker. Who are the Honeymooners? They're the ones, not the Bunkers. It's the Honeymooners.
Jackie Gleason and
who's the other? The lady.
Yeah.
Alice to the moon, Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Domestic
no,
violencers is what it should have been called.
eh, not then. Back in the day, it wasn't. It was, but nobody cared. Um, but yeah, no, and I will admit, they picked a great Marilyn Monroe
Hmm.
actress because she's looks just like her. Like you'd be pretty hard pressed.
Do you still drive by the haunted house? It's a house on a
Well, they
hill.
have
What's the house
well,
called?
the house on the hill is Bates Motel.
That's it.
Um,
That's it.
and Bates Motel does exist still, and they have a dude, depending on the time of day and depending on which one. Because I've seen of the 3 times I've been on the tour, I've seen him twice. Norman Bates will be standing outside either the motel or the house,
Mm-hmm.
and will chase after the the thing. The third this time around he wasn't out there, but yeah.
I do want to say that I've been on it twice. And I
Oh,
want to say
Alice
it.
and Ralph Cramp. Thank you, Mrs. Mate.
Yeah. But yeah, I've always thought the Universal tour was awesome. I want to figure out like whose dick we gotta suck to get to the backlot part. Like get the
You pay the VIP tour. The VIP tour is a walking tour of the backlot. It's not the tram. So you have to pay like an extra $100 to do the thing.
on
And yet,
top or just pay the extra 100. Just oh
so you
fuck.
pay the $110 to get in, and then you pay
Mhm.
another $100 to get the VIP tour. And yes, Forest Lawn is like right down the street, Ginger. Forest Lawn is like it's like I can visit Michael Jackson because he's right there at Forest Lawn. Like he's right there.
Mm.
Beautiful cemetery though. It's a huge,
Well, yeah,
crazy, nice looking
a lot
cemetery.
of good fertilizer.
Yeah.
Cemeteries are just weird to me. I mean, like
They are. They're weird.
just a weird,
I don't like going to cemetery.
It's just it feels weird. It's a weird spot to be. Like, you remember that scene in Ace Ventura 2 where he walks into the room of death
Oh,
and it's that
no, I just
spinning panning shot? That's what I kind of feel like when I get into like the middle of a cemetery. I'm just like kind of freaked out by the whole thing.
thought you meant like I thought you were gonna say being in the cemetery is like Ace Ventura 2. It's like you're getting stabbed in the leg with spears.
No. I thought you were going to make a rhino joke, but that was the first one.
Oh no. He does it in the second one when he's out the butt of the rhino.
That was the second one?
Where he looks like he's getting
Yeah.
he's like being birthed.
Yeah.
by the
That
thing.
was. I got to go back and watch
That's-
those movies. It's been a while.
No, in the first one, Reinhold is
Oh, yeah.
Finkel?
That's right.
Finkel is-
Finkel is Einhardt.
It's like, oh,
That's right.
yeah.
I'm going to need some more of that gum.
Anyway, so there you
Never
go.
seen the movie.
Oh, and
Never seen
you
it.
never seen it?
Never seen it.
Um,
I'm joking. Why would I be
Oh.
able to pull that line?
because it's you know what? Because in the '90s it was so culturally relevant, that movie, right? Like because Jim Carrey was like at the peak of
That's
his
true.
like moviedom. Everyone wanted him. And they're like, what do we got to do?
I like that he snuck Fire Marshal Bill into the other movie he was in where he got to play God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty. That's it. I like that he got
Yeah.
Fire Marshal Bill in the background. That was awesome.
No, I wish she was that one girl that he played in Living Color with the pony. Pigtails.
Yeah. Yes. The
The bodybuilder, the
Yeah.
bodybuilder lady.
Yeah. Oh God, what a great show! Why isn't that on any streaming service?
Oh yeah, it should be, but it's also, I think, now considered culturally insensitive. I guess,
Mm.
even though I don't think so, I think it's very relevant, and it's when we
Poignant.
can actually, when things were funny, and you get to see Jennifer Lopez as a fly girl
Yeah.
before she became famous.
For what? I don't know.
I don't know. She became. I don't know how she became a fly girl into like a big actress slash musician slash married to Ben Affleck. I just don't know how any of
Um,
that happened.
what's the other? Who's um, White Man Can't Jump? You know, where the
That
fuck?
was
Where
Woody
the?
Harrelson.
No. Where's the fucking money, Biddy? What's what? Who is
Did you know
that?
that they made that show again? They made that movie again.
What?
White Men Can't Jump.
What?
Yeah, they re
No.
it with yeah with like it's set today. Like it just came out like a few months ago or something like that.
Okay,
There's
don't
a
tell
new
me
one.
who. Let me think.
You wouldn't guess it. You wouldn't know these guys. You would know any of
Channing
these the actors.
Tatum and Kevin Hart.
No, it's some weird. It's the
Shaq
musician guy
and Larry Bird.
because he was Wesley Snipes in the other one, right?
Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. Yeah, I'm looking it up now because it's
Will
awful.
Ferrell and Kevin Hart.
No, well, Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart in that stupid dog movie, where it's like they do the voices of real dogs that are
Oh
trying to
God.
escape their owners, and it's a rated R movie, and it looks really stupid.
No, not here for that. That's not it.
So the Woody Harrelson role in the 2023 Men Can Jump, White Men Can Jump is played by a musician Jack Harlow, who
Okay.
did he sang the one song that like anyone liked in like 2020, and then uh, the Wesley Snipes role is played by Cinqua Walls.
Okay. Who's got the money, BD?
I don't think I what was the character's name because I can't just
I don't know. Look up the cast of
uh,
fucking White Men Can't Jump.
God. All right. Give me, anyway, talk while I do.
I don't know what to talk about. Why do they keep remaking shit? Why they got also why don't they just remake Money Train then too? You know,
Well,
or
they
what other non-important movie came out that I could think of? I can't think of
let
any.
me. Well, they did the sequel to they made they did the sequel to Coming to America,
Right.
which I thought was weird.
I
They
still haven't seen that, and it's available
I
to
haven't
me.
either.
So, are they shooting outside or is it fireworks? I don't know. I live in the hood.
Well, Isn't it 303 Day or whatever coming up soon? Or
No, but it is 7-Eleven day, and I tried to get as many slushies on the way home as
I
I
for,
could.
you know what? See, this is the problem with working from home is you forget that days like this exist.
Rosie Perez.
Rosie
Where's the
Perez.
fucking money, Billy?
No, but I don't. I'm trying to figure out who plays her in the 2023 version.
Oh, well, she played Gloria.
Gloria. Which apparently this remake is awful. It's getting terrible reviews. But
Well, I mean, it's a remake.
there is no Gloria in this
All
version,
right,
so
well, then
you
who
don't get that.
knows?
Yeah.
How do you make a
White
movie and not
man.
no? If
Well, it's
if
I
you don't
guess
if you don't hear that in the movie, then I mean, fuck the movie anyway. But like, Rosie Perez made that role, man. This was half the fun of watching that movie was watching her freak the fuck out.
I want a remake of like Friday or a remake of
What the fuck?
uh
No,
uh was it oh god, that really long titled one, something don't
no,
drink your juice in the hood while something something
don't be a
something
menace while drinking your juice in the hood.
juice in the hood.
Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. That movie was
Yeah,
great. Speaking of
that
the Wayans and In Living Color, because
yeah, exactly.
that
Yeah,
was a
Sean
Wayans
and Marlon
movie.
Wayans were those. Yeah, they were the ones who were. Yeah,
Keenan Ivory makes like 9 cameos in the movie.
See, I want make that movie again. Make don't be a menace again.
Mm.
Just redo it. Just
Well,
someone be brave and make that movie.
I mean, why don't you? I don't think any of the weigh-ins are working. So I mean, like
Marlon is working. Marlon is doing a lot of movies.
okay. Well, why isn't
Sean is the
he?
one that's just like, refuses to do anything.
Well, because he couldn't figure out if he wanted to be an actor or a DJ. Remember, his DJ name was SW1.
I did not know that actually.
The later years of In Living Color, he's the DJ.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying. Hey, you taking advantage of any Amazon deal things? What do they call it?
I forgot. Yeah, isn't today Prime Day?
Prime Day. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Oh man.
I looked. Check this out. I looked at all. I'm a very anal person when it comes to Amazon, and I have very specific lists. And of all the different lists I have, there's only one category in which there are discounts. I can't even say deep discounts. They're just slightly discounted. So apparently, I don't pick the right things for Prime Day.
Well, you know why? Because you know what they give the big discounts on? Their stuff.
Yeah.
So if you want like
That's
you
true.
know an Echo or like one of their doorbells or something, they'll give you some money for it.
Which is cool, which is great.
Yeah.
But
Fine.
yeah, I looked
Not a problem.
and I'm like, yeah, there's nothing here at all. So no Prime Day deals for me, which is just fine because Christmas in July is a weird concept.
No, it isn't. It's great.
Is
Buy
it?
yourself something nice. Yeah,
I
it's
don't
fine.
I don't deny myself nice things any month.
That's true.
I have a problem with saying no to myself, Francis.
And I'm sadly quite the opposite, where I deny myself too much, and I should give myself something every once in a while.
I have control. Don't take that the wrong way, but every paycheck that comes up, I'm like, I got to do something for myself. I earned all this money. It's all going out of my pocket as soon as I discover that it's there, so I might as well do something or get something or do, like I said, do something. Because
So what's the next big thing you want to do? What are you going to do for yourself? How are you
Well-
going to spoil you?
I really want to get my windows tinted.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. This tinting. This tinting is like the bane of your existence.
It
You never
is.
get your windows.
It is
Tinted,
because
tinted.
I live in the high desert, Francis, and it's hot here, and I'm uncomfortable. Well, I'm more uncomfortable spending hundreds of dollars on plastic film applied with wet water or soapy water. So,
Look, I saw I saw tinting from a car recently, a fairly new car, and it looked like someone just slapped it on because it had all those bubbles on it still. And I'm like, oh, you missed so much. Why? What's the point?
Right.
Why have it if you're gonna have like gigantic bubbles?
look, I almost said it. I almost went and bought some, Walmart tint just so I can put tint on the car, but that goes against my whole mindset
Principles.
of principles and mindset of if you're going to do something, do it right.
Yeah, that's all right. You don't have to do it right. Just get it done.
Sometimes you do just get it done. Kind of like
Get
this
it
show
done.
sometimes.
Get her done.
No, we don't ever do that.
No?
We don't ever do that. We keep our sleeves on our shirts at all times.
Did the oh God, what was his name? The cable guy. What's his name again?
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the cable guy. Yeah.
I don't know what
Did
his
he not
name's.
have sleeves?
No.
Did Mater not have sleeves?
No.
I know him as Mater. I know him as Mater from freaking Cars. I don't know him
No,
as
I've never
Larry
seen
the
that.
Cable Guy.
No, it's just
Toe Mater.
the stand-up comedian guy. Yeah, the character that got things done.
Have you ever heard his real voice?
Yeah, he doesn't sound anything like that.
No.
It's kind of like, it was actually a real disappointment when I found out that, oh shit, now I forgot his name. the
Gilbert
bird,
Gottfried,
Gilbert Godfrey, wasn't actually Gilbert Godfrey.
No, he sounds like a regular person.
Like he's
Normally,
just some guy named Gilbert, you know.
like, well, this is me right now, but then I have to talk like this every once in a while.
I was really disappointed to find out that he was an actual human being and not just a fucking over the top character. Disappointed and at the same time miss the guy because he was a comedic genius and everybody just missed out on the guy.
Well, look, he did do the one bad joke during the tsunami in Japan that he almost got canceled for.
Mm-hmm. But we weren't that sensitive.
He's Teflon though, so it didn't stick.
Well, and
boy,
COVID and a tsunami happening.
Did he do a COVID joke? I know the tsunami.
No, I'm not saying he had a COVID joke. I'm just saying COVID was happening all at the same time. That tsunami was March, and then
no, the tsunami joke was like in early 2000s.
Oh,
it was like a long time ago.
Oh yeah. No, I'm thinking
yeah.
I was thinking something else.
There was a tsunami. I know which one you're talking about because there was a tsunami in Japan recently. But yeah, no, this is the one from like the early 2000s.
I remember that now.
Yeah, people hated him.
They did, and then they remembered he was in Aladdin, and they forgave him.
They made him not. Affleck dropped him as the
Duck. They did.
And then he did the 50 Shades of Grey, and he almost forgiven.
And then he did the lyrics to WAP, and everybody loved him again.
And even more was forgiven.
Yeah. Some say it was even better.
Gilbert Gottfried or now I can't remember the other comedian who died. He did Weekend Update. He was really dry.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald, yeah.
Gilbert
or Norm?
Give me the scenario. If I have to choose, what's the scenario in which I'm choosing between the two?
Which one to? If you had to choose one comedian to play at your big birthday bash, you have to pick one.
Norm Macdonald, all day.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, because everybody would be like, "Of course, Josh picked this guy." You notice how he's the only one laughing?
He's the only one laughing at his own jokes.
No, well, yeah, it'd be me and Norm laughing at Norm's jokes because everybody else would be like, "This isn't. Do you think this is funny, Josh?"
Norm is yeah.
Norm was fucking hilarious, but you had to understand that if you saw him on TV and he was saying anything, he was in character.
He's a little anti-joke in his sense of humor.
I've said it a million times on this podcast, but that one of those Comedy Central roasts, he came out there with the 3x5 cards, and he goes, "They handed me these before I came out, and they're supposed to be funny. Let's see if they are." And in his way, instead of telling the joke, he just read them, just deadpan every single, and he would look down, read the card, read the punchline, and then dart his face up and look at the crowd with that big shit-eating grin of his, and you're like, "Oh, no, that one wasn't very funny," or whatever. He was so good, so good. We should have celebrated him more at the time.
Well, he also hid his illness, so nobody knew that they needed to celebrate him while he had time on the planet. He kind of sidelined everyone with like, "Oh, by the way, I'm dying." Like, "Oh, yeah, thanks." Like he wasn't upfront about it, but I get it. He wanted his privacy.
Yeah,
jeez.
I mean that makes sense.
So here's my before we wrap up, because I know we're at time, but do you think there's any comedians nowadays that compare to kind of those comedians of old, like Norm or like Gilbert or like just any of those? I don't know, any of those kind of older.
No, because comedy is different now.
Comedy is different now. That's true. Comedy is weird now.
It is.
Oh, he is really weird now. I wouldn't want to be a comedian in this environment. I wouldn't want to be unless you just don't care.
Right.
Which
I would say if you're up and coming, it would be pretty tough. If you're already established, grandfathered in, if you will, I think you just keep writing jokes.
Yes.
But anybody new coming in, you gotta. What do they say? Tread the line or something, or what do they say that? There's something they say. I don't know. I'm not good with those idioms and
that's all good.
Idiot sayings and all whatever the hell they are. I'm not good at those things. Killing birds with stones and dozens and chef dozens or something and
Baker's dozen.
Yeah. See?
I mean, I get it. All right.
I'm not good with those things. But you know what? I'm pretty good with getting out. Well, I'm not good at getting out of this show either. But I'm good at hitting buttons to get out of this show on occasion, and I hit the right one this time. So, Francis, where can people find you on the internets and elsewhere?
Tomorrow we'll be super geeked up at supergeekedup.com. Go check out the live show where we'll have a guest. I forget who it was, but we do have a guest.
Nothing like being
I was told about it
prepared.
today, and it just slipped my mind. But mind you, I can't even remember actors right now, so don't mind me. I
It's
can't
fair.
remember much
It's
of
fair.
anything. I just want to take that one comment because I do know who Brian Regan is, listeners mate, and yeah, what's great about Brian Regan, he's a clean comedian, and yet he's still pretty funny. So go listen to that guy. All right. Anyway, there you go. Oh, aka the other guy on Twitter and Instagram.
For everything, Francis. You can find
Threads.
what?
Threads yet? You're on Threads yet, Josh?
There's Threads on my
the
build.
Twitter killer?
Oh,
The
no.
Twitter killer Threads?
No.
Owned by Mark Zuckerberg?
No.
Meta's Threads?
No, I no. Why? No, we'll talk about it later. Maybe that will be the challenge of this week. I'll join it and see how dumb it is, like Facebook dating or something. You can find me at 303_ninja on the Twitters, 303ninja on the Instagram. Call us, text, voicemail 314-764-7631. What else? Email us, thepoipodcast@gmail.com. Everything else is POI Podcast. Look it up. I don't know what else to say. You'd think after 10 years of doing this that I'd fucking exit, but I don't. I just like to talk. Because I got like 20 seconds of this theme going. So, if you're out there in podcast land, you could probably just hit forward and go on to the next thing you want. And don't listen to the mystery things. Just go to the Wikipedia page and find out what happened. It's a lot easier.
Yeah, there you go.
And then come to us and figure out nothing. We'll be back next week. Bye. Oh shit, I forgot to hit everything.